Welcome, Jessica Penne, here to the program. UFC 199, June 4th, coming up. The Forum in Englewood, first time that the UFC is actually at the Forum, even though they have been in California before. Jessica Andrade, who she's facing. Her last time out, she had Joanna Jędrzejczyk and fell a little bit short on that one. I got to ask, because right now Joanna seems to be, obviously with Tough going on, she's the big name right now in female sports. And it's kind of like, is she really a bully? Are you watching the Tough show? First of all, are you watching the Tough show at all?
No, I'm not watching. I watched one episode and I was kind of turned off by it, so I stopped watching. Her behavior, I really, going through all of that drama myself in the Tough show, I just kind of don't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same stuff, just revamped every season, where it becomes, let's see what happens in the house. Let's see how much controversy we can battle. Let's see who fights, who doesn't fight amongst themselves for no reason. Of course, the stories are popping out, but I really got to know, once you got inside the cage with her and the doors were locked, did you feel like that her bully tactics that she uses publicly, does she use them when she fights as well? Does she try to bully you around when she fights as well? Or is she more of a tactician?
No, I mean, she's a little bit of both. I mean, she's a high-level striker, but, I mean, her personality is to be a bully, and that's her fighting style.
Going forward, get a couple, 3-4 wins, all of a sudden, not even, probably 2 or 3 wins, you're right back against her again, and she's still a champ. If she loses, obviously it happens a lot quicker. How do you think it's going to be different the next time? Don't give me win or loss, just how you'll approach the fight the next time battling against her.
Well, I mean, I'm going into this division pretty much in atom weight, so I've taken this, last several months trying to build up and become an actual strawweight. Joanna comes down from flyweight. She could fight at bantamweight, honestly. She's one of the bigger girls in the division, so she does have an advantage. I've been learning how to fight with, people that are much bigger than me and stronger than me. My last fight, I don't think I lost because of skill, but it's very hard, whether you have the skill or not, to fight with a broken nose while you're, drowning in your own blood. So it's, people can say what they want, but it's very difficult when you're in there dealing with the obstacles that I was dealing with.
Yeah, and tough. I mean, usually we use the term tough for the male side of the fighters, but you were so tough in that fight. And you can see kind of, now that I've spent some time actually learning what to look for, learning what to go after, I could see that how you were really dealing with it and really having bite down on your mouthpiece and really grunt yourself through with your nose like that. So it was commendable coming out of there. And I really think that the fight would go a lot different. I forgot actually that you were coming up a weight, to be honest with you. And it is tough dealing with that extra size. It's a tough deal. But now the UFC starting it right after your fight, UFC 200, they're going to start with the hydration test. When people show up on Tuesday for the Saturday fight, they have to be a particular percentage over the weight classes, all they can be when they show up. California has already been doing testing, just not using it right now. They're going to start it also in July, I believe, or August. Do you think that will change Joanna? Will she have to go up then because she's cutting so much weight? Do you think she'll have to change how she comes in now because she has to watch how much water she's lost?
I think it's a really good thing that they're starting to monitor, the divisions, the hydration, all that kind of stuff. I've cornered a couple of girls in Invicta, and California is really on point with all the hydration process and monitoring everybody through the scales. And I think it's a really great thing for every weight class, male or female. And I really think that if and when they enact the rules going forward in July, that they really need to include the flyweight division for the women. Because you have women who are going up a weight class to fight 135, and you have people who are cutting a ton of weight for an advantage at strawweight. So it's just the next logical step that needs to happen.
And you're smart about it, and I actually like the idea that going up and changing your weight class, because it does help with the hydration. When I was competing, I was wholeheartedly against this move, and they've been talking about it for years. I was like, this is just ridiculous. I'm a professional athlete. I can maintain my own weight. I know how to cut weight. I know how to diet right. You can't step in and tell me I can't be that dehydrated because I can still function at a high level. Rather than out of it, looking at it for safety for the long term. Looking at when you guys retire, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? How come you act? I'm wholly for hydration. Kind of upset that hasn't happened. Really, because there's a lot of guys, my peers, that are severely hurt from amounts of head trauma and weight cutting throughout the years that this could help, and give them longer years and longer careers. So I like it. I really do like it. But let's move on and talk about your opponent coming up. How is training camp different for this one?
I've been spending a lot of time on just focusing on myself, really. I'm at a new camp. When I took my last fight on short notice, it was, me being at the new camp for about a month. So I really hadn't, acclimated myself. It was just kind of a scramble to really, get to know everybody. I didn't have like bonds and relationships forms with any of the coaches or my teammates. And it was a really difficult situation. So I've just spent this time really, getting to know everyone and trusting my camp and my training partners, my coaches, and I'm in a much better place. And I really love Alliance. I love Eric Del Fiero and I love my training partners. And so it's just been me focusing on getting better in all aspects and, just getting acclimated. And I just recently made the move down to Chula Vista to be closer to the gym. So I'm just really focused and I'm in a really good place.
We saw your dog walk around in the background a little bit ago. Is it better for your dog as well down in Chula Vista from where you were living before?
You know what? We're good wherever we're at, but it was really difficult to find a place that would allow him because he's such a big dog and there's a stigma attached to his breed. And I finally found a house to rent down here that, allows me to have my dog. So I'm very happy. Chula
Vista seems to be more dog friendly than other places in Southern California, which is why I'm asking. I travel with my dog everywhere I go. My dog comes with me, flies overseas, wherever I'm going, my dog's with me. Of course, he's smaller than yours. He's only an 8-pound poodle. So
I wish I could take my dog everywhere, but people they either go running up to him and want to get to know him, or they book it to the other side of the road.
Yeah. Which is totally.
So I can just imagine.
Yeah, when I have a little
taking him to the airport or something.
It's crazy when you walk through the airport with, and I've seen bigger dogs walk through, and be created through, and it's like you watch the amazement of people like, oh, look at that dog. You should be out of the cage and don't care how big or small the dog is. And then you have other people like, whoa, and they literally jump to the other side of the aisle and won't be anywhere around it. It's funny. So,
yeah, it's really funny.
So getting to know yourself sometimes is a hard process, and getting to know new coaches, new trainers. Of course, El Tafur, he's great. He's a great coach. Alliance is a great place to be at as far as overall training goes. But you said you're trying to get to know yourself a little bit better. Are you more of an athlete that looks at your opponent and tries to come up with a game plan for your opponent, or you look at your opponent and go, okay, this is kind of what she's going to do. This is kind of how things are going to go, but I'm only going to worry about myself. I'm only going to worry about what I have to do.
And in the past, I really focused too much on the opponents and, what they're going to do and how I can kind of counter that and I feel like I'm learning at this point, it's about me. It's my fight. It's not about, them leading the dance. It's about, finding tendencies and, planning around that just to be aware of it. But, it's my fight and I'm going to do the game plan that I want to do. And it's taken me a long time to really figure that out. And I've been in the sport for a long time, and it's funny that I'm, just now kind of realizing that.
Well, it's all part of the growth process as an athlete. You have to learn a lot more about yourself and a lot more things going on as you progress through. How do you see it improving even more so in the next training camp? Because now you've had more time with Team Alliance. You've gotten to know, you've got your bonds now. You understand what the coaches are yelling at you in the corner. It's so much easier you can react as opposed to thinking about what does he mean by that particular technique? Okay, now you understand it. So going to your next training camp, how much better do you think you will be? We're talking about will it be just a slight difference? Will it be a huge difference?
I mean, I'll only be able to tell when I get in there and, after it's said and done, really. But I feel like I've done a lot of growing down here, and I feel like I've really gotten everything, every training camp is a learning experience, and you take bits and pieces that, went right and wrong, and you add, subtract things. So it's all a really big learning progress. And, I'm happy to go through it. I'm having fun.
On your big sparring days, who are your main training partners when you have to go in there and really get ready to be inside the cage?
We have a great team of females now at Alliance. I have Chris Stanley, I have Angela Hill, I have Paulina Granados. Beck Rollins comes in and out from Australia. She's not here right now. And then I have a few of the guys that I train with. So I have a really good group of people to train with, and we really push each other and we really support each other, and we're always trying to help each other get better. And I really enjoy that. I've lacked female training partners in the past. So it's really nice to have somebody, relatively close to your size to push you and test yourself and try different things on. Whereas sometimes you really can't do that with the men However, I feel like there is a really, big advantage to training with men.
But what's that? What's that advantage?
Just, I mean, their strength, their speed is, much faster, stronger than a female. So if you get used to their speed, their timing, those kind of things, it helps you going into fighting a female. But men have, different center of gravity, different base, different, speed, different strength. They have, their bodies move in a different way. So it is good to get looks from females as well.
When training camp's all said and done, it's June 5th. You've won the fight tremendously. It was a relatively easy victory for you. You walk out without any damages. What happens that next week? Are you someone that takes the entire week off, or are you someone that goes right back into the gym and starts light cardio, light stretching to kind of get your body back acclimated and go right back into it again?
I think it's really important to kind of, keep your body going and not let yourself kind of get into that rut after your fight. And I have teammates that are, training for fights as well. So, before I started this camp, I was helping them get ready. Now they're helping me get ready. And then it's just a cycle. You have to continue growing and getting better and helping your teammates.
That's Jessica Penne. She's getting ready to fight Jessica Andrade coming up here June 4th in the Forum, UFC 199. Jessica, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Sorry about the scheduling issue yesterday. I appreciate you making some time for me today.
No worries.
I know fighter schedules are tough and busy, so I really do appreciate it when you can reschedule for me and get me back in again.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
Thanks so much, Jessica. Have a great rest of your training camp and have fun in the fight.
Thanks. See you later.